Radio Free 102.3 KJLH. Good morning. I'm Dominique DiPrima. As I'm walking to the mic, I'm asking for blessings from God Almighty, the ancestors, the righteous elders, and Southern California's early morning communications drum is now wide open. Welcome, family. Welcome worldwide. If you're listening online at kjlhradio.com, man, you can tell it's another season when it's dark when Front Page starts. I like to start my days with gratitude, giving thanks to God, thanking you, family, for waking up, for being here. Thank you, Stevie Wonder, for providing us this platform. Let's check in with our friend. It's time for the Ultimate Transformation Moment with personal trainer, the creator of the Ultimate Transformations Training System, also the author of the book, 21 Days to Ultimate Health and Wellness, our KJLH Proven Achiever, Coach E, a.k.a. Eric Nall. Good morning.
Good morning, Dominique. Good morning, Front Page family. It's a great day to be better. You know, Dominique, Front Page family, we've made the theme that to finish out this year as it's winning time. We chose that because we're in the fourth quarter of 2020. And I wanted to use the parallel of a winning team or a winning concept, what they do in the fourth quarter to push their teams or the individual efforts over the edge to win the game. So that's why we're calling it It's Winning Time. Well, today's concept is a really simple concept. It's what coaches do. When a team plays at those first three quarters of the game, the coach, the players, everyone involved, they're getting information. They're getting information about not only about their opponent, but about themselves. They're figuring out what works and what doesn't work. And that's what I'd like to parallel to us. You got to always be learning. Just like these coaches is taking on this information to put their team in the best position to win, the same has to go for us in the finish of this year. We always have to be learning. You've heard the statement, knowledge is power. But I believe the modification to that statement is that the use of knowledge is power. So let's look at the finish of 2020 in this way. First, let's look at what does not serve us. Whether it's a habit, a person, a situation, if it's, we're sitting watching too much television, whatever that thing is that does not serve us, does not lift us up towards our winning, we must let go of it. Let go of everything that doesn't serve you. Secondly, focus, what does serve us? What puts me in a better position to win, to succeed? Let's focus on those things. So if I know that improving my health, my immune system helps me through this challenging time in which there are some things that possibly could affect me negatively, and I know that's going to serve me not only in this time, but for, a while, let's focus on that. The other piece to understanding that focusing on what serves us also helps us focus on the things that we're good at. When you're good at something and you focus more upon it, you're creating positive momentum. And family, simply today's concept of learning is focused on that. When you focus on the things that are serving you, that gives you momentum in the areas that you're good at, you are now creating positive momentum in your life. When we create positive momentum in our life, we start attracting more positive things into our life. This is the momentum that it takes for us to win not only the finish of 2020, but creating the momentum to win 2021. So family, let's take the knowledge that we learned these first three quarters of the year or previous life, and let's get rid of the things that we don't need, focus on what we do, and let's win. It's winning time.
I thought this winning time thing was, dedicated to Joe Biden, but it did seem so unlike you that it couldn't be.
Well, you know the reason why I would never say that, because I really believe that regardless of who's president, if we don't focus on our individual selves and build the strength and the fortitude from our health and wellness, our mindset. It doesn't matter who's there at the presidency. But if we do in our communities focus on the things that benefit us, that make us stronger, our home stronger, our family, we connect that positive momentum together, and we become a more viable source to controlling the environment that truly can benefit us. And that's why I always believe in us focusing ourselves.
Okay, so a couple quick things. I know you got to go, but the NFL is doing all black officials on Monday night for the first time ever. Do you think that's a big deal?
It's a big deal just only from a symbol standpoint, symbolic standpoint for the NFL to try to show these different ways in which they're progressing. So we can, if we're looking at it from a positive aspect, okay, they're progressive, but still they have, they never often Colin Kaepernick an apology for his protest and for what he was protesting for. So there's just symbols to me. But it's a good thing from the visual, and I think it will, like everything, inspire young people to do those same things. I have a young man that was in my program as a youth that is now a referee, and he's aspiring to be an NFL ref. So that's a great thing.
Right. Yeah, I mean, I think that's a really, really good way of putting it, right? So representation matters, but it's not the only thing that matters. And
that's right.
So, and even the representation could probably be a lot deeper than it is. But I thought it was, a nice piece of evidence of the fact that people, whether it's Colin Kaepernick or you and I, taking a knee does have some impact because they feel the need to do a symbol at all.
Yes.
We also have an LA Rams player who's tested positive for coronavirus. They're not saying who it is, but the person's into self-quarantine. I mean, it's not good news for the Rams. But I've been actually surprised how few players have been coming up with COVID.
Well, my honest opinion is that they're doing several tests on players per week. So there's a lot of positive tests that get nixed because, later on it's a negative test.
They test a negative test.
Right. So they can then play.
So in other words, they rely on the unreliability of the tests.
Exactly.
Oh, that's kind of rough.
And it is rough. But if you notice just from the standpoint that they're getting these games in, they're trying to make that television revenue, and they're going to do it regardless.
Well, and NFL players, most of them have played through a lot worse than COVID-19. I don't mean to sound flippant because COVID can kill people. But if you're a young, healthy NFL player, you've probably played with shots on some kind of broken bone or who knows what else. So pain and suffering is not new to you, right?
But Dominique, here's the difference, though. So that when that player, of course, we've played taking a shot to numb pain and do all those things. But those things that we play with only affect us. So when a player has something like that, you're bringing that home potentially to your family. And that's never happened. And that's a choice that they're making these athletes. Well, not forcing them, but they're choosing to play to make their money. And, so I have we could do a whole show on this COVID thing.
Maybe we will. I think it's really interesting, especially now that we have another huge surge coming and all these decisions being made about the student athletes who are not getting paid and such. So I think maybe it is something we should spend some time on.
Yes. And Dominique, can I just say this real quick before we go? Just, we use that. We hear it on the news. There's a huge surge of stuff coming. Family, don't take in that energy. Do what it takes every day to create the strongest immune system possible. And one of those things is making sure you give those 50 trillion cells that's in your body instruction by letting them know every day that you're in perfect health and wellness, and they move based upon the instruction that you give them. You're the pilot of your body. So tell those cells every day that you're in perfect health and wellness, and do not fall trap into thinking that this increase is going to, that it's going to happen. It's
funny you say that. We got to go. But I mean, I had a huge argument with someone when I was on Fox Soul because they're saying, oh, all this stuff about taking vitamins and drinking water is just bunk. I'm like, what are you talking about? That is how you build up your immune system. Oh, that's fake news. I'm like, no, that's science. Hydrating the body, getting enough rest, taking that vitamin C, that vitamin D, the zinc, those things are not fake science. That's actual science that helps you stay well, not just from COVID, but from anything. So yeah, I think you're right about our mindset, but it's also like helping the body to stay well too, don't you think?
That's right. And go out and walk. You know what? Walking.
Okay.
Family.
And I'm mad at you, Coachy, because you said no chips and no chocolate before Thanksgiving for the whole month of November. That's terrible.
No,
I hate that. I have resistance.
21 days.
I have resistance to this concept. I'm eating chocolate right now. Okay, I'm just kidding.
Well, thank you, Front Page family. Thank you, Dominique, as always, for supporting the mission of Ultimate Transformations Training. Don't forget social media, Ultimate TT, and family YouTube channel, UTT Coach E. Thank you, Dominique. Thank you, Front Page family. Peace and be more.